It was done too well. It left out too many things.
So can you speak on Curtis Jackson? 50 Cent said that this is the first one.
I'm
He said
sure.
that there's hundreds of hours of more footage.
I'm sure there was hundreds of hours of that was confiscated from all of Diddy's homes in that HSI raid that never made it to the trial. I wonder where it made it to.
And the lady was talking greasy to me. She had no right to talk greasy to me. And then she told me that 50 didn't have the power to do anything, but they using his name to like push the whole documentary. And that's what it was about.
Let's start with Gene's decision to walk away, which he says was nothing less than a setup gone wrong. Here's how it all began. Just a month after Diddy's shocking arrest back in September 2024, 50 Cent teamed up with Netflix to announce a bombshell documentary that promised never-before-seen footage of Diddy, footage that would supposedly tear down every lie and cover-up.
In particular, Netflix docuseries that you've been working on, Diddy Do It.
Right.
You've been saying for years that you feel you knew Diddy's character.
Right.
Yet you said you weren't a part of that lifestyle, you weren't going to the parties. So what makes you so absolutely sure that these kinds of allegations that we've seen against him are true?
Well, I'm surprised by the allegations, as surprised as everyone else is.
50 went all in, teasing fans online and dropping hints in interviews that he'd been collecting dirt on Diddy for years.
Like, I didn't make the allegations, I didn't tell people to say these things. It comes out, I see it in the news like everyone else, but I did feel uncomfortable with the way you represent the idea of going to these projects.
To come party with me.
Yeah. And then that swayed me away from it, just that alone.
So you didn't realize
as much stuff was coming. Like when I seen today, it was allegations of 3 men that said he drugged them, and it's a long time, to be honest with you. Like when people don't remember being violated for 20 years.
And when it came to solid evidence, nobody had more receipts than Gene Deal. This man had been in Diddy's circle for decades. He had photos, witness statements, and even video clips that could back up every word he said. 50 knew Gene was the key to unlocking the full story, so he featured clips of Gene Deal on his Instagram for years to build anticipation.
A lot of people want to know why you wasn't in it, man.
Well, first and foremost, you know, I thought I was gonna be in the documentary at first until I started talking to that director. I think her name is Stapleton. I don't know her name. I don't know, man. Me and 50 talked like 45 minutes. The producers had been calling me and everything. So this one night, 50 called me up.
He even reached out personally, trying hard to convince Gene to join the project. But Gene wasn't easy to sway.
And, you know, they got him on the phone, man. He was just talking. We was talking about old time down with Black Hands, sit down with, you know, with Puff Kids, the whole Puff situation, and this documentary that he's gonna be doing. You know what I'm saying? So I told him that I was going to, you know, have Kirk and Tim.
50 Cent was ready to pay Gene Deal whatever it took to get him on board. He knew Gene's credibility was unmatched. This wasn't just another source. This was someone who lived through every dark corner of Diddy's empire.
Kirk would be the one who talk about the business part of it. Tim would be the one who talk about the growing up phase with Diddy and everything, like, and over there working in the record industry with him and stuff like that. They was like family. And I was gonna talk about, you know, the street stuff, what was going on with Bad Boy, you know, with the security, with Wolf, with the City College, with
Gene had everything lined up, old contacts, proof, and a trail of receipts. He even reached out to Kirk Burroughs and a few other music execs who had been done dirty by Diddy, making sure 50 had every piece he needed to make this documentary bulletproof. But when Gene got on the phone with the producer, things took a strange turn.
You know, the time that I knew about when I was with him up until about early 2004 or something like that. But basically the streets and then the traveling with him and the atmosphere and everything, and then go back into the Notorious Big stuff with the Tupac and the whole 9 yards, all the stuff that I knew, you know what I'm saying? So we was talking and he sounded like, yo, listen here, they gonna spare no expense with this whole documentary. So I said, all right, cool.
That's when he realized 50 himself was getting played. Netflix, according to Gene, was using his image just to hype up the docuseries, without any real plan to reveal the truth. It wasn't about justice or exposing lies, it was just about views and profit. Gene said it was never about the paycheck. He wanted to stand behind 50 and make sure real stories came to light. But once he caught on that Netflix was twisting things for cash, he pulled the plug and walked away. Fast. The truth was buried, the victims were left out again, and Gene refused to be part of that mess.
And she was calling me like I was lying. I was like, yo, who do you think you talking to? You know what I'm saying? And she was talking about, there's no way nobody paid. Nobody what? I say, first of all you people come with these documentaries and stuff, the first thing you tell me, y'all tell these people out here that y'all don't pay, and y'all pay. If you can make a picture look like $10,000, $15,000, you know what I'm saying? You can sit here and tell me that you're gonna pay me for my time sitting right down here with y'all. You understand? So then, one thing led to another, and I was like, all right, well then, F you. I spoke to 50, and then she said 50, and this is exact words that came out her mouth. 50 does not determine what goes in and goes out of this documentary. And he definitely don't pay, he determine what somebody get paid. It's not his documentary like that. I was like, oh, so if it's not his documentary and I spoke to him like that, I don't need to be doing nothing with you, because I'm doing this on the strength of him. But you gonna pay me if I do it. So it went back and forth, you know what I'm saying, for a little bit, and then they had Kirk Burrows giving me calls and everything like that. What are you calling me for? You know what I'm saying? I'm not. Get out of here. I know what kind of dude you is anyway. Me and you cool and everything, Kirk, but don't call me about no business with this stuff like that. And then what I found out is that he was making a deal, cutting a deal for himself as well as Tim.
That's exactly why 50's now working on a second season, but this time he's keeping it independent on YouTube. He doesn't trust Netflix to tell the real story anymore. Gene still rides with 50 because he says 50 doesn't lie or manipulate like Diddy. He's chasing facts, not fame. Even Freddie P, the first to hint that Diddy's sons might be tied up in this mess, backed 50 up. Freddie talked with both the producers and 50 and realized real quick 50 was the only one actually fighting for the victims. Jaguar Wright wasn't holding back. She straight up said that Netflix's documentary was full of lies. She refused to be part of something she believed was protecting powerful industry figures instead of exposing them. Jaguar knew the game too well. She said those execs would never allow anything real to come out if it could hurt their own image.
Seen this new interview by 50 that went viral where he revealed that he still got unreleased footage?
I seen an interview about, he said that he had a lot of footage had to be down, the documentary had to be downsized. You understand? I don't really believe that, because a documentary is a documentary, and they could have had 45 minutes, they could have had an hour, to each one of those. You understand? They left out certain things. He said they even left out the one about Sarah Chapman. You understand? And for whatever reason, he probably left out a lot of other different stars too. Situations that they could have spoke about. You understand? I have a problem with the documentary, and I'm just gonna let you know that the reason I have a problem with the documentary is that they know that they took my idea. You understand? They know that when I came to them, I laid out what they should do and how the documentary should be. You understand? She could say whatever she want to say. I talked to those producers before I even talked to her. They wanted to know what I had, what I was bringing, my pictures, all that stuff like that. And I told them about me, Tim, and Kurt.
When she finally watched the documentary, all her suspicions were confirmed. The parts about Diddy's criminal connections, completely missing. Not a single mention of the big names like Clive Davis, Jay-Z, or even Oprah. None of them showed up in the story. It was like the documentary was carefully edited to protect everyone except Diddy. At this point, Jaguar believes Diddy's become the industry's perfect scapegoat. They're letting him take the fall for decades of shady business, while the rest of the insiders act looked innocent. The doc didn't dig into the real question. If Diddy's facing RICO charges, then where are the co-conspirators? Who else was part of it all? Jaguar's convinced that if the full list of people tied to Diddy's alleged crimes ever surfaced, the entertainment world would completely implode. She's asking what everyone's thinking. How could Diddy pull off so much chaos for years and no one around him notice?
What Fifth was doing was, he wasn't budging. I give him credit for that, you know what I'm saying? They're like, hey man, it wasn't even about the money. It was basically a response from his team, basically like, listen, we doing this on the strength of, we want people to get their story out. We want people who really was affected by him to tell their story. We don't want to base this on money. When we base this on money, then it kind of sucks down, you know what? So a lot of people, when you see them telling their stories on that DVD, that's why I give the authentication of it is so. He made sure that you was only here to, if you want to tell it, tell it. I ain't trying to put nothing in your pocket. I ain't trying to incite you or coerce you to tell nothing against this man that didn't happen. If you gonna tell it, tell it. If you got something to say and you really want the world to hear it, say it. I'm not gonna pay you extra to do it. And I gave him respect for that. And basically, they were basically like, man, this is not money motivated. You know, we're not moving numbers around just so people can come.
That just doesn't add up. And here's another thing that doesn't make sense. Netflix somehow got their hands on unreleased footage just a month after Diddy's arrest. Jaguar's calling foul on that one. According to her, there's no way they could have accessed that material so fast without help from inside the industry. She said the story was stitched together full of gaps and half-truths, and the so-called exclusive footage was the biggest mystery of all. When Netflix first dropped the announcement, they didn't even have the footage yet, which makes the whole thing look even more suspicious. 50 Cent, Gene Deal, and Jaguar Wright are all on the same page. They only care about exposing the truth. But Netflix, they didn't want any of that smoke. According to them, it felt like the platform wasn't even trying to dig into the real story.
It isn't over, I agree. Like, that's the thing. The story's not even being told. Because in order to tell the actual whole story, you would have to include everyone that is involved. But no, this is about saving the industry and blaming it all on Diddy. Saving the industry and blaming it all on Diddy. Okay, Diddy's going to jail. He's going to do his time. I don't know what that appeal is looking like right now. Because see, the one thing that all of this documentary shit is doing is definitely fucking up his possibility for an appeal to get out early. Especially with the judge and them and the appeal board having to look at the footage of him sitting there with Mark Agnifilo, pretty much working on how to fix the trial.
And for him to be watching the feds watching him.
Yeah, filming. Filming the feds. Watch.
Filming.
50 went forward with the documentary anyway, fully aware of the danger that came with it. Now the entire industry's turning its back on him, calling him a snitch, labeling him a rat, and trying to tear down his name. There are even whispers that threats have been made against him. The higher-ups want to crush his image and silence him before he drops more receipts.
Did what they needed to do in this documentary. The whole objective of this documentary was to blame it all on Diddy. The devil made me do it, blame it all on Diddy, and the rest of the industry is nothing like this. Like when Curtis Jackson sat there in his interview with Robin and sat there and said, I did this because I don't want people thinking that the hip hop community is okay with this kind of behavior. I don't want them thinking that, we're just going to be silent while all of this is going on. Like, we're okay with this kind of behavior. And my thing is huh? So now you speaking for all of hip hop, and all of hip hop is uncomfortable with this. Meanwhile, you got people like Ja Rule who, on the low key, allegedly, Gene Deal has exposed for having his own nude tryst freak-offs with Diddy?
Gene Deal backed up everything 50's been saying. He warned that going after powerful figures like Diddy wasn't going to sit well with the insiders, and he was right. What's wild is how fast his warning came true. Less than a week after Gene's statement, Diddy's kids suddenly announced a brand new documentary, this time teaming up with the Zeus Network to tell their version of the story. And get this, the trailer revealed that Diddy himself will be featured. That move sent shockwaves through fans, with many saying this was a straight-up counterattack against 50. Gene had already called it. He said the next move from Diddy's camp would be to flip the script and come after 50 personally. He predicted they'd dig into his past, drag his name, and spin the story to make him look like the villain.
And utter truth comes out. 3 things happen. The entertainment industry collapses completely. Millions, possibly billions of advertising dollars don't get made. People go broke. Companies go under. That's why they hate me. Not because I'm telling the truth on people, because I'm telling the truth about the system. And I'm showing people the reality that the only thing that matters is that dollar. These entities, these companies, they don't care about none of these people. They don't care about none of these victims. They don't care about the perpetrators. They don't care about the prey. Shit, half the time, they're encouraging the predator. They don't care. It's all about the money.
Diddy's kids, he said, would use anything they could find to protect their father's image. That's why 50's next move with season 2 is different. It's not about ratings or streaming deals. It's about connecting the dots that were buried, exposing the people whose names mysteriously disappeared, and finally asking the questions nobody else dares to ask. Now that 50 Cent has taken control of his own project, the pressure is higher than ever. He's not just fighting the industry, he's fighting the system that's been protecting powerful names for decades. Season 2 of his documentary is shaping up to be the raw, unfiltered version that Netflix was too scared to touch. Sources close to the project say 50 has doubled down, bringing in new insiders who've stayed silent for years.
Announced he was going to be doing the documentary December 2023 with Netflix. And the star footage that you use to get people to re-upload or resubscribe to Netflix to make this the #1 in their TV shows division for almost 2 weeks straight. Beating out Stranger Things. How much stranger is that?
I'm not backing.
This footage didn't even exist when you said you were going to be doing this documentary. So we've got a videographer, a rogue videographer that has this very, very, very explosive, very explosive footage of him literally sitting on camera, planning how to go after survivors, how to poison the jury pool, how to fix his trial in advance before he's even arrested. I mean, like, is anybody not forgetting when Mark Agnifilo was sitting there talking to the sons in the hallway, and they're sitting there filming, and he's sitting up there, yeah, well, see, what we got to do is we got to go and we got to put countersuits on all of these people. We have to create lawsuits ourselves. He's sitting there talking about creating lawsuits to affect public perception. He's talking about that with the kids.
Some of them reportedly worked inside Diddy's circle, and they're ready to spill everything. The word on the street is that 50's gathered hours of footage, secret recordings, and statements that could flip the entire narrative upside down. This time he's promising that no one will be protected. Meanwhile, Jaguar Wright's preparing to drop her own independent docuseries too. She's tired of waiting for mainstream platforms to tell the truth, so she's doing it her way. Jaguar's series will reportedly dig deeper into what she calls the Hollywood Protection Circle, the network of people who, according to her, have kept Diddy safe from accountability for years. She says this time, no name is off limits. Gene Deal's standing strong beside both of them. He's been posting online, warning fans that the fight for truth is just beginning. Gene says the next few months will expose connections between record labels, media executives, and even politicians that most people would never believe.
I tell 50 Cent, man, I hope you're walking on a straight arrow, man, because they waiting to see you fall. They want to see you fall so bad, brother. I'm talking about, man, I'll be in the comments and I'll be just reading it like, oh, 50 got his day coming. Like, why y'all so upset about a pedophile? Like, it's stuff that y'all don't. It's so many people, right, that's victims of Puffy that can't speak, that's sitting back like, shut the f. You know what I'm saying? Like, they basically saying, you don't even know half of it. If I was to come and say my story, not me personally, but I'm saying, I've heard that 2 or 3 times. If I tell my story, but nah, I'm not trying to clout chase, I'm not trying to be a part of this, a part of that. And I'm like, hey, man.
He hinted that powerful figures are scrambling right now, terrified that 50's next drop could destroy careers overnight. What's clear is that this isn't just about Diddy anymore. It's about tearing down an entire system built on silence and fear. 50 Cent's making it personal now. He's turning YouTube into his own truth network. And if what's being whispered is true, season 2 might just shake the whole entertainment world to its core. As filming for season 2 heats up, 50 Cent isn't holding anything back. Word is, he's already got a full team of private investigators, ex-bodyguards, and insiders digging into the secrets that everyone else tried to bury. He's calling this next phase the cleanup, and insiders say it's going to make the first season look like child's play. Reports claim that 50 has secured interviews with people who were once deep inside Diddy's empire.
We mama started following each other on IG an hour ago. Prepare for the worst. Jay-Z, Ja Rule, Roc Nation, Desiree Perez are out to get him out of the paint. Alert. Listen here. Everybody that is said, and Desiree Perez, all them people got dirt under them, bro. You understand? They got all them people got dirt on their fingernails. Jay-Z got dirt in his fingernails. You understand? Jay-Z was messing with young girls from our block. Tiring them. I'm putting it out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm picking a side. Desiree, husband, was a former drug dealer that she turned on a whole cartel. All of them got dirt on them. And 50 got they dirt. You understand? 50 gonna know they dirt. Because 50 got investigators, he got people that's in the street. So if they go at him, listen here, I deem him like myself, 10 times the normal man. He gonna do what he gotta do. And the whole thing about it is they trying to retaliate on him for something he did to somebody else. I feel that it's something worth seeing. It's something worth coming around, because all that shit about to fall. All that shit that we seen in the industry, these demons want to have sex and turn little boys into little girls into little boys. That's just about to go out the...
Folks who handled the business, the parties, and even the cover-ups. These aren't just random witnesses. These are names that can confirm everything Gene Deal and Jaguar Wright have been warning about. One source even said 50 has access to surveillance footage and phone records that could completely change how people see this story. Jaguar's standing right beside him too. She's been using her platform to expose what she calls industry masks, people pretending to be innocent while knowing everything that went down behind closed doors. Jaguar's even hinted that some of these names are still running major labels and award shows today. She says that once the public sees what's really been happening, no one in power will be able to hide behind fame anymore.
Zeus Network has a new Diddy documentary coming out, And this time, it is coming from the perspective of Diddy and his sons. All the time, I thought we were about to leave Diddy in 2025. Well, this documentary is coming in 2026. And a lot of people, just like myself, are already not feeling this new documentary coming from Diddy's sons. A lot of people aren't happy about it and actually shocked that the owner of Zeus Network, Lemmy, is doing this Diddy documentary. But what a lot of people fail to forget is Lemmy and Diddy have been friends for quite some time.
Of his children arriving in court for day one of their father's trial in New York, hands gripped in solidarity.
Do you still believe your dad's innocent? How did you feel hearing that testimony? Do you apologize on behalf of your father? Do you believe your father's innocent? Do you still convinced your father's innocent? Your daddy got 4 years! Your daddy got 4 years for abusing women! That's wrong! You can get worse!
The family, the foes, the joy, the pain, our grace, the loyalty, the betrayal, the highs, the lows, the love, the hate, the truth, the lies. And Diddy calling from Fort Dix.
This is a prepaid collect call from Federal Correctional Institution, Fort Dix.
When they released this trailer last night, there were so many comments to Lemmy and Zeus Network that they did not want to see this. A lot of people feel like this whole new documentary is just a PR narrative once again being pushed by Diddy and his sons to try to clean up his image. And after hearing certain things on 50 Cent's Netflix documentary, we have to go back in time and remember what we were seeing during trial. Even when it came to Diddy's sons, Christian and Justin Combs, they both came on 2 separate occasions to trial wearing a free Sean Combs shirt. The first one to do this was Christian Combs during Jane's testimony, and you're not supposed to wear this stuff in front of a jury to try to sway their opinions. And the judge actually told him he had to leave and take it off. And then literally like a week later, Justin did the same exact thing. It was taken out of the courtroom by the judge. And we already saw the videos in the Netflix doc of Diddy talking to Justin saying he needed to push out certain content to control a narrative. During the trial, there were a lot of things going on that I could see that to me felt like it was just straight PR. Do you remember all of these people that were wearing the free Diddy shirts? And it was actually a meme coin that's on their shirt. It's money sign Diddy.
Meanwhile, Gene Deal has been doubling down on his mission to protect witnesses who are scared to speak out. He's been saying that 50's new season might open doors for other survivors to finally come forward. According to him, it's not just about revenge, it's about rewriting the truth that was stolen from everyone for so long. Insiders claim Netflix is watching all of this unfold nervously, realizing that 50's independent version might end up outshining their polished, censored version. And if 50 delivers on what he's promising, this won't just be a documentary, it'll be a full-blown industry earthquake. Now the buzz around 50 Cent's upcoming drop is louder than ever. Fans are flooding social media, demanding to know when season 2 will finally premiere, and 50's loving every second of it. He's been teasing clips, throwing shade at the industry, and posting cryptic captions like, "The truth don't need permission." Every post is setting the internet on fire. Behind the scenes, insiders say big names in entertainment are panicking. Some are reportedly hiring lawyers and PR teams, trying to get ahead of whatever's about to come out. A few companies have even started quietly scrubbing old records and photos connected to Diddy's parties, just in case 50 decides to show receipts.
First of all, they're gonna try to get his baby mama stories. You know, they're gonna try to get 50 baby mama stories. They're gonna try to get girls that he probably dated, that he had problems and issues with and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna try to do the same thing they probably did to R. Kelly or Puff or whatever like that, and people tell their stories. You understand? But, you know, they trying to retaliate on what he did. Let him go ahead, bruh. Because I think he ready for it. You don't do this and you don't do the stuff that he did or sign on to the stuff that he did with Puff. Unless you got your in order. Don't throw no stone if you live in a glass house. Don't throw no stone if you live in a glass house. I believe 50 ready for it. if they come at him any kind of way.
People in the business are calling it damage control season, and it's clear that something big is about to hit. Jaguar Wright's also been teasing her upcoming project. She claims it's going to expose the roots of the rot in the music industry. She's even hinted at having voice recordings of powerful figures discussing how scandals were buried before they could hit the press. Her followers are convinced that once she drops her docuseries, it'll connect directly with what 50's planning to release. Meanwhile, Gene Deal has become the go-to voice of reason in the chaos. He's been warning the public to brace themselves because the truth won't just shock fans, it could ruin legacy. Gene says the stories people thought were rumors are about to get real, with names and evidence to back them up. And with all this pressure building, one thing's for sure, there's no turning back now. 50's team is ready, Jaguar's loaded with proof, and Gene's standing by to back it all up. The stage is set, the cameras are rolling, and the truth that everyone's been hiding is finally about to explode. This story is only getting hotter, and the next chapter is about to drop soon. The truth bombs coming in season 2 are guaranteed to shake the industry like never before. You don't want to miss a single update because every episode is gonna hit harder than the last. So if you've been following the chaos, the secrets, and the drama behind 50 Cent Gene Deal and Jaguar Wright, make sure you lock in right now. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you'll be the first to see what really goes down when the next wave hits. We're talking exclusive drops, behind the scenes updates, and clips that platforms tried to silence. Stay connected, stay alert, and don't believe everything mainstream media tries to sell you. This is just the beginning. The truth is coming fast and it's not holding back. So subscribe, stay tuned, and get ready for the season that's about to blow the lid off the whole industry.